eyes are on a New York City jury as the country waits for them to make history in President Trump's criminal hush money trial. Deliberations in this historic trial will resume in just hours. The jury poring over 34 counts of falsifying business records and reviewing testimony. NewsNation's Caitlin Becker is live outside the courthouse. She's been following this trial every step of the way. So, Caitlin, several hours of deliberations yesterday. Any hints which way this jury is leaning? What can you glean from the tea leaves?
You know, we really don't know too much right now. It was only 5 hours of deliberation, and this is following 6 weeks of this trial. So I expect deliberations to go on for quite a bit of time, but we do have an idea at least where they are in terms of timeline of where they're thinking about this case. We're going back basically to the beginning. So, of course, we don't know what goes on in deliberations, Anna, but we do have an idea of what kind of questions the jury gets to ask the judge. And they had a set of 4 questions they needed answered from the judge yesterday. They got a call in the courtroom. They sent a note to the judge because they can't talk to him necessarily directly like that. And you see these right here. They had questions about 3 things about David Pecker's testimony regarding Karen McDougal and that payment that was allegedly made to her, a call between he and Donald Trump. And these last 2 are important here. These are questions about testimony between Michael Cohen's testimony and David Pecker's testimony about that now infamous Trump Tower meeting. That was the 2015 meeting where Michael Cohen, David Pecker, and Donald Trump allegedly met at Trump Tower and concocted this thing that we now call the catch and kill scheme. So that was testimony from hearkening back to basically day 1. David Pecker was the very first witness here, Anna. So that's where they're at now. They deliberated until about 4:30 p.m. yesterday. They're back this morning at 9:30, and they're going to go between 4:30 and 6 tonight. That's going to be the schedule moving forward. They can decide if they want to leave at 4:30 or stay later until 6, but the judge said he's not going to keep them after 6 p.m., Anna.
Hey, you know, they're probably ready to get back to their normal lives. And many of them have a couple of them I've heard have book deals, too. So anyway, well, the day started off with jury instructions, and many legal analysts are saying that the instructions gave the prosecution an advantage. Conservative media is really bringing heavy criticism on this one. So what did Judge Juan Merchan tell them exactly? Can you break it down?
Well, of course, I'm not surprised that conservative or liberal media is going to land on either side of these things. They're both going to see it 2 different ways, but all that matters is kind of how the jury sees it. This is one of the biggest points that you're looking at right here that the jury has to decide on. And the judge explained to them that in order to find Donald Trump guilty of these 34 charges, they have to find that the defendant personally or by acting in concert with another person or persons, we're talking about Michael Cohen here, caused these business records to be falsified. So that language is really important there. Some other things that the judge went over with the jury was a point that you actually just made. They want to probably go home to their regular lives here, but he was specific to warn them not to change their opinion or their thoughts based on the fact that they just want to get this over, to really stick to their guns and adjudicate this as fairly as possible. So they've got a lot to do, but they don't actually get the physical copy of the jury instructions. I was surprised about that. I know in federal court here in New York, you always kind of see that, but they don't have the physical copy, and jury instructions lasted more than an hour. It was complicated. It was complex. It was hard to follow. So I anticipate a lot of questions for the judge. They actually asked the judge yesterday to reread the jury instructions, and we're going to find out today whether or not they need the entirety of that reread or just in part. And Judge Merchan said that he would reread them as many times as they need.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.